Alhamdulillah, looks like all the panels are here now, ready. So I think we shall wait a couple of minutes, like 1 or 2 minutes, okay, before we begin our event today. Can see Dr. Usman Ullah is here. Thank you for joining us, for joining Women's Day today. Okay, I think I shall begin the event now. So good afternoon and welcome to ladies and gentlemen, okay, to our very first IEEE EDS Malaysia Virtual Live Forum in the year of 2021. So this program is actually in the conjunction with International Women's Day 2021, which is on 8th of March today. So my name is Dr. Nurul Ezaila. I am from UTM, the moderator of this forum and also your MC for today. So it is no secret anymore that the electronic engineering is not just a man's world. Perception along with demographic are shifting now. So we, the IEEE EDS Malaysia family, are proudly part of the movement to raise the profile of women in engineering to inspire future generations. So today's Women Engineering Forum will interview with honored and respected 3 ladies of our past chair of IEEE EDS Malaysia. So this forum is designed to help tell each woman's stories. Forum topics include how and when they decided to become an electronic engineering academia, engineering school, their career path to be specific academia in electronic engineering, their successes, their challenges, and work-life balance, and also their advices. So we are very proud to welcome our IEEE Malaysia Section Chair, which is Associate Prof. IR Dr. Muhammad Fauzi Abdullah, who joined us today. So without further ado, I would like to call Dr. Ahmad Fauzi to give his short welcoming remark. Thank you, Doctor, for joining us today.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Nurul Ezaila. Okay, my voice okay? Okay, all right. Okay,
Yes,
Assalamualaikum
yes,
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good afternoon to all ITP members, and maybe for those who not yet members, okay, you're welcome to become a members. Okay, right, okay, I got this invitation very last minute, okay, I would say 15 minutes ago, but thank you, Dr. Sabirin, for inviting me. Okay, I just remember about this program. Okay, so this is a very very good program. Okay, especially when we talk about, we celebrate women. Okay, no doubt woman is a very important part of our life. Okay, I think my wife will be glad to hear that. Right, okay, of course. Right, so I think what EDS is organizing today is excellent. Okay, you have a very excellent women volunteers. Okay, because in the past we have lots of chairs from women. I cannot doubt that, because even me, I am coming from power energy societies. our previous chairs are many from women as well. Okay, we have Dr. Zaina, Dr. Prof. Okay, so no doubt, okay, woman becomes a very important part of IEEE family. I would say about that. Okay, so this having this forum, so is a timely, okay, and also very good, okay, so that we can actually share with members, especially ITP members who feel, especially for women, because today session is all about women. Okay, but thank you also for Dr. Osman and some of our men who joined us today. So I don't feel that I'll be alone for today's session. Right. So it's very important. Okay, so that to show that ITP members, okay, for ladies out there, okay, it's not something that is difficult or impossible for you to lead something, right? It's very important. In fact, to be honest, okay, during my session as a section chair, okay, we are dominated. The ESCOM are dominated by women. Okay, we have what 80%. 8 of them are women. So I don't know. We never thought about that, but it's happening. So no doubt, women is actually very important. Okay, we have a great volunteers. Okay, for women. Okay, right. So here, with this talk, I hope that all the participants, okay, be inspired. Okay, I also learned from many of my, I would say, otai. Okay, all the volunteers in IEEE. Okay, also I already volunteer. I would say volunteer. Okay, because all these your involvement at IEEE is a volunteer work. Okay. I cross over so many great volunteers, okay, all great ladies volunteers, okay. All right, so we can learn something from them, okay. We can learn something how they manage. Sometimes I'm quite surprised, okay, being a dad myself, it's very difficult sometimes, okay, to organize, especially today is the first day of school, okay, it's very difficult to manage all your children and all that. But if the woman can do that, so imagine, and then they can actually manage their times, okay, to involve, be an excellent IEEE volunteers. So meaning that they are superwoman, superwoman, right? So this is something that is good. So that's why I said this talk, this forum is good sharing experience for members to learn. Okay, all right. Of course, they have some secrets. Okay, that's actually for you to learn how they manage that. Okay, so I think that is actually something which is for me valuable to members. Okay, not only for women, also for me. Okay, for the men to learn how they manage it. Okay, right. Okay, maybe okay because I'm here because represent the Malaysia section. Again, I would like to congratulate the organizing committee for organizing this. Okay, I think we need more this kind of activities, not only all the technical stuff. Okay, maybe something that is actually sharing experience, which is more close to people's career, right? Okay, how they manage it, okay, how they do it, okay. So if they can do it, okay, maybe I also can do it. So this is very, very, very important. Okay, okay. And those, just to promote a bit, okay. For those who are not familiar with IEEE Malaysia, IEEE Malaysia is IEEE is actually a big brand. Okay, I will always say that IEEE is a professional, international society. Okay, we have 400,000 members worldwide. In Malaysia alone, we have more than 3,000 members. Okay, we have around 25 technical societies, 3 official affinity groups, and 3 councils. Okay, and also we are expanding. Okay, we organize so many activities. Okay, so this is what we have today is just one of the activities. Okay, so if you are not yet a member, join now. Okay, be part of us, be part of IEEE family. Okay, again, thank you for organizing committee for inviting me. Even for the last minute, I tried to join for today's talk. Again, thank you all. Okay, over to you. Dr. Ezaila.
Thank you very much to our IEEE Malaysia Section Chair, Dr. Muhammad Fauzi. We really appreciate you join us today. I hope you will wait till the end of this session. Okay, so next I would like to call our IEEE EDS Malaysia Chair, Associate Prof IR Dr. Ahmad Sabirin Zulfaqar to give his short welcoming remark. So for his welcoming remark, I'll be presenting a slide.
Assalamualaikum and very good afternoon I wish to all of you. I'm Sabirin Zulfaqar. First of all, I would like to extend a sincere gratitude to our IEEE Malaysian Section Chair, Associate Professor Insinyur Dr. Fauzi, for spending his time, his quality time with us today. And then I would like to welcome all participants to our forums. Okay, before we start with our main agenda related to in conjunction of International Women's Day, allow me to address a bit information about IEEE EDS overview. Okay, this is meant for Malaysian chapter. Next. All right, so basically when we talk about EDS, EDS is abbreviation for Electron Device Society. Basically, EDS is to promote excellence in the field of electron devices for the benefit of human being. Okay, so basically in EDS, we do have the field of interest is in covering engineering physics, theory, experiment, simulation, electron and ion devices, as well as semiconductor, quantum effect material, vacuums, and emerging materials. In EDS, we do have our mission is to foster professional growth of its member by satisfying their needs for easy access to and exchange of technical information, publishing, education, and technical recognition in enhancing public visibility in the field of electron devices. So basically in EDS, we do promote a lot of activities. We do run a lot of activities. For example, in terms of education, professional growth, live webinar, distinguished lecturers, student outreach, and as well as technical recognition in terms of award, honor, and information. For example, journal, open access, and conferences. As mentioned by our Malaysian section chair, basically EDS have covered a lot of members. Especially in Malaysia, we are under Region 10. So basically in Region 10, they have, currently we have 68 chapters. Okay, these are some of the photos related to our EDS members. Past chair is Prof. Norhayati. Prof. Norhayati, and then we do have also past chairs, Dr. Prof. Susi and Prof. Badariah as well inside the picture. Okay, next. Okay, allow me to touch a bit about EDS lecture series and distinguished lectures program. This program is conducted at various universities in Malaysia, either virtual or face-to-face. Okay, the first program is basically EDS Malaysian Chapter Membership Drive at Technical Talk. So basically we conduct this event at Institute Higher Learning or at the industry itself. Next, Dr. Ezaila. Okay, we do have also EDS Technical Talk, SOLA, related. Okay, this talk is given by our Professor Naushad. And then we do have continuation. Dr. Ezaila, you can press it, enter. These are all the activities related to EDS mentioned, EDS education, EDS lecture series. Next, we also have reach out to humanity. Okay, in terms of humanity, recently Malaysian have still facing COVID-19 issues, and then we do have EDS Malaysia have involved, okay, where we do help our frontliners as well. For example, preparing sanitizer as well as face masks to the school teachers. In terms of engineering teachers, teaching and education activities, we are heavily involved with so many activities related to education portfolio. Okay. And then lastly, we will involve with EDS Award, where we recognize our members in terms of Best EDS Malaysia Volunteer Award, Best EDS Malaysia Student Volunteer Award, and so on. We do also recognize undergrad students where we have final year project award for each of the university. We also currently in EDS, we do have two main conferences, which are ICSE and RSM. Okay, for this year, we're going to have RSM in August, where we will start in 2nd to the 4th of August 2021 virtually. Okay, next, this is the last slide. So where the event is all about, where this is to promote women in engineering, because we acknowledge the contribution of women in engineering in Malaysia. That's why, as mentioned by Donation Share, okay, we do have for the past section, for the past chair for EDS, okay, there are three superwomen, which are Professor Insinyur Dr. Norhayati Soin, Associate Professor Dr. Badariah, and Associate Professor Dr. P. Susthitha Menon. Okay, so we would like to listen on their sharing related about women in engineering. This is in conjunction of International Women Day. All right, thank you very much to all the participants. I hope you enjoy, and I hope that if you can become a member of IEEE EDS as well as a member of IEEE Malaysia. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Associate Prof. Dr. Ahmad Savirin, okay, for your short welcoming remark. So now I would like, before we start our forum, I would like to read a bit, introduce our beloved and honored speakers. Okay, so I will share. Okay, so our very first speaker is Prof. IR Dr. Norhayati Soin from Universiti Malaya. So I will read a bit on his biography, her biography. So Prof. Norhayati received her Bachelor Engineering degree in Electrical and Electronics Engineering from the Liverpool Polytechnics United Kingdom 1991, and Master degree in Microelectronics Engineering from Liverpool John Moores University, United Kingdom 1999. She has then received her PhD degree in Electronics and System Engineering from National University of Malaysia, UKM. She is currently a professor at the Department of Electrical Engineering, University Malaya. So her research interests include MEMS sensor, design for medical applications, semiconductor device reliability, and characterization of CMOS circuit and devices. She is currently so her current research focuses on reliability of semiconductor devices, integrated circuit and MEMS sensor, and she has extensive international collaborative network and has served as an invited research fellow from Liverpool John Moores University in 2015. She has been awarded IEEE senior member, and currently she is a past chair of IEEE Electron Device Society Malaysia chapter. She was the chairman of the conference IEEE in ICSE 2020. She served a technical committee member for International Symposium on the Physical and Failure Analysis of Integrated Circuit IPFA and Electronic Device Technology Manufacturing Conference, EDTM. So she brought her experience from MEMS research to the postgraduate program of Universiti Malaya and was responsible in teaching MEMS-related subject and conducting MEMS-based research primarily on biomedical application and RF. So she is the principal investigator for local and international research grant, grant, FRGS, DRGS, Science Fund, Newton British Fund. She has experience of the doctoral master degree examination process as internal and external examiner. Sorry. So Sorry about. May I know what did you see now in the screen? May I know? Hello?
We are seeing your face.
My face.
Yeah, your
Sorry,
face.
sorry. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Now, okay. So I introduce our second speaker. Our second speaker is Associate Prof. Dr. Badariah Bais from Universiti Kebangsaan Malaysia. So she is currently an associate professor in the Department of Electrical, Electronic and System Engineering, Faculty of Engineering and Built Environment, UKM. She received her bachelor degree in electronics engineering and master degree in microelectronics from Worcester Polytechnic Institute, USA in 1990 and 1992 respectively, and PhD from Institute in Microengineering and Nanoelectronic IMAN UKM in 2007. Her research interests include MEMS, semiconductor sensor microfabrication. She is an active member of the Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineer IEEE and Electronic Device Society EDS since 2000 and a senior member in 2013. She served as EDS Malaysia Chapter Secretary from 1997 till 2008 and Chapter Chair in 2015 till 2016. She is currently the academic counselor for IEEE UKM EDS student branch. So our last speaker is Associate Professor Dr. P. Susthitha Menon from Universiti Kebangsaan Malaysia. So Dr. C completed her bachelor degree from UKM, specializing in electronics and system engineering in 1998 under the sponsorship of Intel Product Malaysia. After that, she worked at Intel Malaysia as a product engineer for mobile modules and motherboard system in 2002. In 2005, she completed her master degree specializing in microelectronics at UKM, where she developed a silicon lateral PIN photodiode LPP under the sponsorship of Malaysia Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation MOSTI. Later in 2008, she completed her PhD degree in distinction at the Institute IMAN UKM, where she developed indium gallium arsenide based interdigited lateral PIN photodiode ILPP. She joined IMAN UKM as a postdoctoral fellow in 2008 and worked on development of gallium arsenide indium phosphorus based long wavelength vertical cavity surface emitting laser diode. Since 2008, she is a research fellow at IMAN, specializing in the field of plasmonic, nanophotonic, optoelectronic, 3-5 material and robust engineering optimization. So Dr. Menon is a senior member of IEEE and she is currently a member of IEEE EDS Board of Governance, BOG, Vice Chair of the Region 10 Asian IEEE EDS Subcommittee for Regions Chapter and immediate past chair of IEEE EDS Malaysia Chapter, which won prestigious 2040 and 2018 IEEE EDS Region 10 Chapter of the Year Award. During her tenure as a chapter chair, EDS Malaysia also won IEEE Malaysia Section Best Chapter Award in 2017 and 2018. So Dr. Menon was the regional editor of the IEEE EDS newsletter for Region 10, Southeast Asia and New Zealand since 2014 to 2020. All right, so having problem. So may I know what are you seeing now in the slide? Sorry.
Just seeing your face. Just your face.
Again. Sorry. I need to stop sharing, but how do I stop here? I cannot see my. Sorry. Okay. All right. Okay, all right. So that's it, the biography for, so now you're seeing all faces, right? Sorry about that. Okay, so without further ado, I think now let's begin our forum today. Okay, so this is our honored three speakers. Okay, Prof. Norhayati, Associate Prof. Badariah, and Associate Prof. Dr. Susi. So the flow will be, I will ask one question, and each of the panel will give the discussion. Okay, start with speaker one, speaker two, and speaker three. All right. So without further ado, I think we shall start our forum now. Panels, all panels, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, great, great. So,
Okay.
all right, for the first question. So, what has been your career path from graduation, I mean from degree up to today? And why did you choose specifically electronic engineering as a career path and area of study?
Okay, thank you, Dr. Ezaila. Okay, to answer about these questions, actually I have to start with the before graduation. Okay, so my interest actually, came or originated when I was studying at the Technical Institute of Kuala Lumpur. Okay, during my Form 4 and Form 5. So that when the turning point that I chose engineering, and at that time there was no electrical engineering, okay, offered course offered at the Technical Institute of Kuala Lumpur, or in Malay we name it as a Sekolah Teknik Kuala Lumpur. Okay, so there was only mechanical engineering and civil engineering without electrical engineering. So I've taken the route, started from mechanical engineering. So with that, I continued with my degree study, but now I've shifted to electronic and electrical engineering. So that's why my first degree was from Liverpool Polytechnic, and then I pursue after I completed my BEng electronics and electrical at Liverpool during that time, the name of the institute actually used to be Liverpool Polytechnic. So
I see.
so that's why then when I came back to Malaysia, I served ITM during that day. Today UITM, but those days, the name of the institute was called as ITM. So
I see.
I serve as a lecturer. Okay, not the permanent lecturer, but that's only contract based lecturer. So from there, I served not about 2 years. Then I shifted to Workers Institute of Technology. Okay, which is one of the private college.
Mhm.
Okay, from
Okay.
that's what from actually at that particular point, I was exposed to the more on the avionics engineering, where I've in charge in the teaching of the group of mechanical and electrical aircraft engineers of Malaysia Airline Systems for the fundamental electronics. So I've been exposed to the hangar, okay, in which I got I think maybe more motivation compared to my students, because I enjoy going for the training together with my students being conducted by senior aircraft maintenance engineer at Mas Hangar. Okay,
Mhm.
after that, I think, very, very good. Actually, to me, I used to see only a single lady involved in the avionics, avionics
Mhm.
scope
Mhm.
for this aircraft before they left for Scotland for the aircraft license engineer. At that moment, they sent for the fundamental electronics course to the private colleges.
Mhm.
So I think that was a very valuable session for me to be exposed to the, all the technicals regarding the aircraft engineering. Okay, after that, then I joined UM. Okay, as a tutor before I went to Liverpool to further my study for a master in microelectronics. So this is where I started with the electron devices scope of, like a research or the teaching field. So I spent 1 year for the Master of Engineering, and I came back and joined again UM before I left for my PhD study at UKM. Okay, I believe three of us, okay, originated from Ayman. Okay, I was one of the first batch, right, Dr. Bad
Oh,
and Dr.
what a
Suzy. So
coincidence! Yes.
similar, right? Yeah. So I completed my PhD again. Together with them in UKM at Ayman specifically under Professor Dr. Burhanuddin. So I've taken the MEMS technology, and that is the
I think Prof. Burhanuddin is here too.
yeah. Thank you, Prof. Datuk Burhanuddin. Okay, so I think three of us, used to be
I read
your
the
students.
biography, I realized, oh, they are all from Iman.
Yeah, kebetulan ya. Okay, I've completed my PhD. At that moment, Iman was the first institute which explored the MEMS technology. So yeah, we alhamdulillah we were happy. We were in the first batch, right, Dr. Bat? Yes. Dr. Suzy Junior, a little bit junior. And then we graduated
Okay.
in this very important field, emerging field during that time, 15 years ago, right? Or 16 years ago. Okay, so that is my pathway started from my secondary school. Thank you.
What a beautiful journey, Prof. So may I ask one question? Is it your bedroom or living room? So your IEEE in your heart, so I can see you hang the background there.
Yeah, sure. This is my operating room. Okay,
Okay.
so actually, okay, I enjoy doing the volunteer work where I
Yes,
put
yes,
this.
yes.
Okay, I put this banner in my handbag anytime.
I see. Very inspiring, Prof. Thank you, Prof. Okay, so
Okay.
maybe we can hear from Associate Prof. Dr. Badariah on what's your opinion for the first question. Over to you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Ezaila. You can hear all of my voice.
Yes, very clear.
Okay, all right. Assalamualaikum and good afternoon, everyone. I'm happy to be here. Okay. Honestly speaking, my journey in this field, probably we should speaking honestly, it started probably back, of course, in Form 5. I was in MRSM Seremban, okay, and then as a Mara student, we have the option of getting the scholarship if we did well in our SPM. So at that time, this is back in 1984. So you can like calculate how old I am at the time, at the moment. Okay.
Okay.
So this is like in the 1984, and at that time, Mara gave us, like limited option to continue our study. So the option was either you do medicine, but you have to stay in Malaysia, okay, or you can do accountancy and law, but you have to go to UK, or you can do engineering or business or computer science, and you can go to the US. So those are the options given to us. And at that time, I being a, I would say a kampong girl, it's like, okay, what do you want to do? Because at that time you don't have the internet, you don't, resources are very, difficult to get. So at the time, me and my friends like, okay, let's go to the US, because you always see like Hollywood shows and stuff.
Okay.
So so I was like, okay, let's go to the US. And okay, well, what am I going to do between those three fields? And I said, okay, I'm not business minded, so I don't think business is for me. And I didn't even hear anything about engineering, honestly speaking. And then I said, okay, let's do computer science because it's like you play with computers, right? So I got scholarship to go to the US. There's a few, quite a number of us that went, and then I got to my university. So first year of the university days, you took all the math classes and the physics, and for my major I had to take computer classes, computer programming. Back then it was Fortran and Pascal. So if you guys, I don't know how many of you still remember those. So and then when I took those courses, I was like, I was not doing well. And then my academic advisor at that time, called me in and said, Miss Bais, over there they call you by your last name, right?
Yeah.
I say, I don't think, I don't think you're suitable for this
Okay.
major. And then, so I think you should consider changing to another major. All right. So I told Mara, and then they say, oh, you can't change university. They don't allow you because you waste time and everything. And then, my university is like the Worcester Polytechnic Institute is specialized in engineering. It's an engineering university. So they don't offer like any other courses other than engineering, math, and sciences. So, and I was like, okay, since most of my friends are in engineering, so I was like, okay, and I'm not good in math, right? So I was like, okay. I just follow.
So your thought was engineering is all about math.
Yes.
Good in maths must be good in engineering.
So that's how I started in engineering, and I choose the the EE, because we have like a few of us, Malay students. And then you go through the first course, and it's like, hey, this is good. This is something that I can relate to and everything. So that's how I started in EE. And then so after my degree, I continued to do my master's in the same university. At that time, my university has a clean room. So for my undergrad, I did, for my final year project, I did the solar cell. So we did the fabrication. And then, so I continue with my master's degree in the same university. And then I came back after my master's, and then I got married. And at that time, my husband could not get a work permit to work in Malaysia. So, but he got a work. He worked he can get a job in Singapore. So I followed him, and then I got pregnant. and then I like being in Singapore, and I don't have. So we decided to for me to be a full-time mom at that time. So so I don't so what I did a home tuition, to just fill my time, and then I'm a full-time mom. And then when Malaysia opened the Malaysian spouse program, where Malaysian spouse can get a work permit for the husband. So we came back to Malaysia in 1997. And then that's where I applied to UKM because at that time I was looking for a university that has a clean room, because that's what I'm interested in. And then I heard about Prof. Burhanuddin. At that time, he's still associate professor. So he said, like, hey, UKM has this clean room, and under this associate professor, Dr. Burhanuddin Majlis. So I said, okay. So I applied and I got in, and then that's how I started. So I started a bit late in my age. I started at 27. And then after that is, like Yati said, I did my PhD under Prof. Burhan. It was I think it's probably like the fun time of my life, because when I started in UKM, we don't have. I'm probably the only female in the electron devices, the semiconductor area in UKM, and then I met Dr. Yati, Prof. Yati, and then Dr. Susi, and I see some of the names here. Dr. Anis was, like the tree, we call it, what, three serangkai. So there's like three of them, like young in the lab, and we had fun. And then at that time, Probohan had a lot of. He's a millionaire at that time. He got like a huge grant. So we got lucky when we do our PhD. And after that, it's like, go back to the department, and then history from there. I think after that, it's just a normal career growth.
What a
So that's
beautiful journey.
that's my
Yes,
story.
yes, Dr. Bat. Thank you.
So I always told my students, when the first day of class, sometimes you ask, like, why you choose engineering? Is it your first choice, second choice, third choice? And it was like, some of them say, oh, it's my sixth choice. I don't get what I want. And I told them, it's like, you don't know till you try. So I told my stories, like, okay, I studied computer science, not knowing what it is, and then you try engineering, and it's like it worked, and then you're happy now. So
Okay. Now your heart is with electronic engineering, right?
Yes.
Dr. Bat, yes. Forever. Sure.
Inshallah.
Okay. So next we have Dr. Susi. So Dr. Susi, can you tell us your career path from graduation up to now? Maybe you can share with us too.
Okay. All right. Very good evening, everyone, and thank you to the organizers for inviting us to have this talk. So I listened to Prof Yati and Dr. Bat. So excited. Mine is kind of not as exciting as theirs. I finished my Form 5 and then in Malaysia, all in Malaysia. And then I continued with Form 6 in a small town in Perak, Setiawan, Perak. So after completion of STPM, like what Dr. Bat said, we tried to apply to the local university. So in my STPM, I've always been, not bragging, but I've always loved maths and physics. So naturally, I tried to apply. At those days, there were no, there were actually no one to guide you. Where do you go next? Where do you go next? If you're good at this, where do you go next? At that time, there was an article in the Star, and they had a booklet provided for free for STPM school leavers. So where you identify what are your strengths or what are you good at. So I got this booklet and I kind of ticked, okay, I'm good in maths, I'm good in physics. And from there, I kind of derived that engineering, okay, I seem like Dr. But I don't know what I'm getting myself in, but I know what I'm good at. I'm good in physics, I'm good in maths. So when I filled up the booklet, and then finally it showed me engineering as a career path. So I went ahead and I filled up the UPU form, and I got into UKM as my first choice. Okay, so when I came into UKM, those days, I think it still continues until now. So companies have their interviews for all the first year students, and I was interviewed by Intel, and it was there were many guys, who went in, and they were very successful, and I think I was among the few women who went in for the interview, and he kept asking me basic questions, and then he asked me one bombshell question, asked me that, what would you do if I hired you to work at Intel, and then you got married and your husband asked you to leave the company?
Okay.
And so naturally we answered the standard answer, which is I will continue to work for Intel. And finally, I was hired as a scholarship holder for Intel. And after I finished my studies in UKM, I had to work in Intel for 4 years. It's a bondage. You get a scholarship for 4 years and you work for 4 years. So so done with my undergraduate days, and Intel was a real eye-opener for me being a kampong girl also, like Dr. Bat. So Intel was a real eye-opener, and working with many different types of people. And, you kind of understand that, whatever you learned during your undergraduate days, all those knowledge that you acquire, yeah, it is the book sense, but finally it's how when you deal with people and how you complete your daily tasks in your the industrial experience. So it was a good eye opener. It was a good experience for me. And during that time, Intel was they kept sending out all the new hires overseas. I got to go to US, to Oregon. I was there for about 6 months, and it was a wonderful experience. You know, you just imagine I've never been out of Malaysia. That was my
Yeah.
first time. Okay, unlike Prof Yati and Dr. Bud, you've studied overseas, so that was my first experience overseas. And you meet all these white guys, and they're so they're so good at what they're doing. And but the good part about working in the US is they're very welcoming, and it was a nice experience for me, you know, and really built me up, built my self-confidence. And then when I came back, so after 4 years, so my undergraduate FYP supervisor was Prof Shabuddin Shari, and after 4 years, he gave me a call. That time IMEN was starting up. So he told me there's an offer for a master's program. Would you like to join and all that? And my husband said, so I was in Kulim, okay, and my husband was in KL. So it doesn't work that way, right? And he said, why not? Why not you come back to KL and continue with your master's, and you know that would be better for the family. So I came back to KL and I joined for master's in IMEN under Prof Shabuddin Shari, and also supervised by Prof Burhan at IMEN. And then I continued my PhD, had 2 kids, and then I continued with my postdoc, and then here I am now, still at IMEN.
You are very loyal to IMEN.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Okay, thank you, Dr. Susi. What a beautiful journey, all of you. So yeah, just wondering, so now in my class, I can see about the ratio is 50-50 among female and male students in electronic engineering. How about your time? What was the ratio during that time?
In university,
In your class, I mean in the
okay, those days is during my degree in UK, engineering was not very popular. Course to female. So we were a small group from Malaysia. We had three Malaysian female student and another 3. So we have 3 pairs. Okay, and it happened that I got married during the degree time. Actually, I married in Liverpool with my classmate. Okay, so actually that is the journey that I've hidden just now.
Okay.
Because I got married before I graduated. Okay, so that's the hidden journey.
Okay. The secret of your success. How about Dr. Bud in the US? How about the ratio of female and male student in engineering?
I think back then, this is like we're talking about late 80s. So I think the ratio is still small. It's maybe about, I would say about 10%, you know.
The minority is female.
Yeah, the
I
minority is
see.
female, yes. So so the numbers is still small, you know, so it was still a minority even back then.
Dr. Susi, how about in UKM?
So my class, my undergraduate class in UKM, there were about 30 of us, and half the class were females. Half the class were females, yeah.
I see.
There was
Okay.
a big group of women, so I didn't really feel out of place during my years.
Because was very this is a secret success of all of you, because during my time I get to Google stuff because we have internet to search what is electronic engineering. During your time you have no idea about what is electronic engineering. It's just you just took the opportunity and finally successful in this area. So very proud of you all. So yeah, let's go to the next question. Okay, so how long have you been as electronic engineering academia, and what has been your best experience as an electronic engineering academia? So we shall start with Prof Norhayati first.
Okay, the best actually.
How long have you been in academia so far?
Okay. So I've been almost around 29 years.
Wow. Okay.
So such a long,
Yeah.
such a long time, right? So yeah, the journey is I would say when we talk about the journey, right? Because now almost 29, 28 years old, we can still feel, right? I mean, that journey worth, right?
Yeah. All right. So, what is your best experience?
Okay, my best actually because we are in academia, I did not have like full-time experience in industries. But my for the experience, I can divide into a few aspects, right? Because we are doing research, we are doing teaching, and another one is our contribution to society. So in research, I would say that when we had the grant, the research grant, okay, we can spend and we can do the innovation or design based on the latest technology, and we can groom a new generation, okay, a new PhD students, new master student, and as the undergraduate student also we can groom them. So to me, if we can have the, we can have the grant, and then we can have a very good output, okay, outcome of the grant, that would be the best. Okay, we can, we can have like something like, the contribution to the university itself, okay, and then to the nation. And in the teaching, okay, the best part is I believe that we can see the output. So that means if we can have the good graduates, okay, and they can serve at good industries, or they can become the entrepreneur. And just to share with all of you that the chair of the EDS now actually is my ex-degree student in UM.
I see.
So I
Okay.
believe,
Very true.
I believe, yeah, Dr. Sabirin. So I believe you can still remember how I did the teaching, right? Maybe I've
Yes,
started
yes.
teaching VLSI and microelectronics.
Correct. Prof
So
Rohati is my
that is the, I
mentor.
mean, the ultimate, right? So of course you can have the best, but throughout the best, we can see what actually the output that we can satisfy. Okay, so that is in the that Dr. Sabirin is now in serving UiTM as a researcher and as a lecturer. But in industry also you can see that our outcome, right, now is because I'm almost 29, 28 years old, right, in this in academia. So I would say that almost all my my ex students now, they are something like they are senior principal engineer at least. Right. So that is, our satisfaction. That is the best that we can see the in terms of the outcome. And the third one is on our social contribution, that we have like networking. And then apart from that, we have like for example, I joined IEEE actually when I was doing my master. Okay, 1990, right, because I joined first RSM in Pangko, I believe. So started from there. Okay, I met Prof Burhanuddin, and then I met Dr. Bad, right? I think I wasn't the member of the EDS those days, right? So
Yes.
I've joined this EDS group from UKM, and I know EDS is from UKM those days, right? Started from there with a muka tebal, just join them, just follow. Okay, Dr. Suzy, okay, EDS is UKM, okay, UKM, just follow. Right from then, what I can see the best is actually we can have the networking. Okay, good networking that can support in terms of it's not only research, but in our all the collaboration. Okay, so we are happy doing something like that. It's not 2 days work, right? So that means maybe almost 20 years ago, right? More than 20 years ago. So
I
that's the
also
aspect.
yeah. I also would like to share my great appreciation to Prof Norhayati, because I first met her in 2015 in the Netherlands. So
Yeah.
that was my first time, and then she is until now good in networking. Okay, she told me to join IEEE
Yeah.
like few times. In the end, I refused until I joined and become the ESCOM. Thank you, Prof Norhayati.
Yeah. So the membership is doing, we that's why I got the banner in my handbag.
Yeah, that's why.
I have to do
I
to put the
wondering that
membership drive.
you are in your bedroom or in the bedroom or
Yeah.
living room.
Mhm. Nice
Okay,
to see
so
you here now.
yeah, thank you, Prof. All right, so Dr. Badariah, so how long have you been in electronic engineering specifically, and what is your best experience so far?
Okay, thank you. I think similar to Prof Yati, I joined UKM in 1997, so I think it's about 24 years I've been in academia. But I know that I've always liked teaching. Before that, I do home tuition in Singapore, and I did some, I joined private colleges where I teach. So my passion is always has been more teaching than research, I think. So so probably that's why I'm not into professor yet. I don't know. So anyway, I think in terms of the experience, so as an academia, we have those three components, right? Which is our teaching, our research, and also our khidmat or our service. So teaching has always been my passion. So I always enjoy, interacting with students, especially undergraduate students, because they are, when they first join, they are so young and naive. So you can sort of, tell them anything they will believe in. so, so that's always nice. And at the moment I'm teaching like the first year students. So every year you have all these, like fresh faces that you see, and you will be the first lecturer, that they see, one of the first lectures that they see in the university life. So that was always good, and of course, like when they succeed and then they get back to you, and then you always feel the satisfaction from there. In terms of research, I might like ups and downs. I what do you call that? When I did my PhD, like what Prayati said, I did in MEMS, so under Prabohan. So that was the best experience. You get to do research, and then you have your study leave, and then when I came back to the department, somehow I got sick. That's like I always say like the dark part of my life. I guess people say like when you do PhD is, you always have these stories, either before your PhD or during your PhDs or after your PhDs, right? So, and then I think after that, like my research has been a bit slow. I'm trying to pick up, but as you age, so I'm doing the best I can. Like, I try to, join to do research, as the best I can, and then having students and everything like that. And then in terms of the services, the EDS stories that when I first joined UKM 1987, this one day Prabohan, like asked me, hey, who's that? Where's that new girl? They asked the department, who's that new girl that joined us? Okay, so he has at that time he has this idea of like grooming, because at that time the EDS has Prabha has been already active in IEEE, and then they organize international conferences, but there's not many Malaysian locals that produce papers at that time. So Prabha has the idea of starting this national symposium, and then now we call it the RSM. So at that time in the department we have, so I have Prabohan, Prasabudin, Prof Ibrahim, which is in Unicat at the moment, and then me. So there's four of us, like just nice to have the committee. So like, so they say, okay, let's do this committee, and then so that's how I started in EDS. And I think EDS is a good platform for me. I met a lot of Prayati, Dr. Susi, and then at that time when we started out, like that, not that many female, and then so when I know Prayati, Dr. Susi, I was so happy. So I have like fans. I also have like Fariza at that time, and then now she's in Sweden. So so that's how we started in EDS, and then I would like to thank EDS, to bring me where I am right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you, Dr. Bais. So, how about Dr. Susi? Yes.
Okay, so my academic journey started in 2008 as a postdoc fellow in IMEN, and then I joined as a research fellow in IMEN until now. So it is about 12 years in academia. And then, so in terms of best experience, as mentioned by Prof. Ati and Dr. Bhat, so we have our teaching, our research, and also our services. So coming from a research institute, compared to faculty, we have about 70% research percentage, and teaching is only about 10%, and services comes 10%. So my best experiences are actually from the research area. So so I still remember the day when I got this email from Ministry of Higher Education saying that your grant has been approved. So, in order to see that,
Yes.
I had failed 3 times, before that. And every time Prof. Burhan, he gathered all the professors, and then all the professors would look at our proposals and say, you should change this, you should change that. And I did this for 3 years, it just kept getting rejected. And finally, when it was accepted, you feel on top of the world, So,
I can imagine that. Yes.
yeah. But what I want to say is, although you get rejected, but you learn along the way. You learn very crucial, important points in each failure. Okay, so that was in the terms of a research grant. So else than that, I think the second best experience was when you publish in a tier 1 journal. All right, so tier 1 journal is an outcome of the grant. All right, you do a good research grant, and then you get good PhD students, and then you get good research done, and you get good journals published. So that was my first tier 1 journal. It was in Optical Material Express in 2013. And this was by Prof. Shabuddin, and also a student called Maisara. She's a lecturer now in USIM. So similar like the grant, it got rejected, and then major revision, but when you keep going at this kind of things, it builds you, right? It builds you into a better researcher, a better educator. So so never see failures as something that is stopping you from progressing. So that was the other best part, publishing in a tier 1 journal in 2013. And then of course, when you get awarded for your services, UKM gave me the Outstanding Volunteer Award in 2013, also again in 2018. So it's sort of okay, I'm on the right track, right? You know that, okay, you're not deviated and you're doing something right when you get awarded and recognized for your efforts. Coming to services, as what Dr. Badariah and Prof. Yati mentioned, I think IEEE and also EDS. So this had a very big impact on my career journey because as mentioned, Prof. Burhan, Prof. Shabuddin, all of them, when new students come in, they get us into the conference committee, and you feel okay. They ask you to do small tasks, like preparing the program book and so forth. Something outside of your research area, right? You help, you volunteer to help. So we start out that way, helping as students, and then finally we take care of the registration, we take care of the program book and so forth. But important thing in doing this volunteer service is, I think, networking, right? You meet. Okay, I met my external examiner in one of these conferences. Okay, so he turned out to be my external examiner. But you meet them in these conferences by networking and so forth. So that is the crucial part about IEEE and also EDS. So I have to mention here, my mentor is actually also Dr. Bhat. She actually taught me, Dr. Bhat, I don't know whether you remember, you taught me one subject during my
Joy.
Wow.
Joy.
I remember. So so people like Dr. Bhat, when you're a student and then you see Dr. Bhat talking at the front, you're like, wow, how can she do this? And then you're
Yeah.
so inspired, right?
Yeah.
So that's why mentors are important. So and then I must mention that EDS has this EDS ETC program, which is Engineer Teacher Connection. So this was started in 2015, right, during Dr. Bhatt's tenure. So what it does is it brings kids, we actually go to schools, or we bring schools to the university and we teach them about basics of electronics, right? So as an educator, when you interact with young kids, school kids, and you teach them about basics of electronics in their language, in a simplified language, you cannot use, high posh words and explain electronics to them, but you have to explain the application of electronics in day-to-day use, something which they can understand. So this program, EDS ETC, provided a very good experience, and it's very satisfying to see kids using those kits and showing how electronics works in a daily life, and it's very satisfying. And as an educator, when you see the kids understand, they answer their quizzes well, with the correct answer, so it's very satisfying feeling, and I think it's a very good experience as well.
Wow. Okay, so it's going to be a long journey for me then to reach this this best experience, but yeah, very inspiring. So I have selingan a bit. So for those who joined here, so you may feel along with the answers from the speakers. So I have to admit, I joined IEEE EDS in 2019 until today, and I found various benefits. So although it is a volunteer society, but you get to know each other, not only in your university itself, you get to know from various university. So please fill up the attendance if you are interested to join our IEEE EDS family. So you may drop your email there, and we shall contact you how to join IEEE EDS Malaysia. So I think when I saw the names of participants here, I can see that all many young lecturers. So I think nowadays it is very hard to get the postgraduate students, so I have some, but I think it's the I think the cabaran lah for the young lecturer to get the postgraduate students. So maybe all the speakers can give advice how we may not sell, I mean how we sell ourselves, so that we student want to do postgraduate research under us.
Okay.
So this is not
Okay,
soalan
can I
bocoh,
start?
but I just came out with this soalan. Yes,
Okay.
you can start, Prof.
This is
Norhayati, yes.
elective
Yes,
question.
the elective question. This is not
Okay.
soalan bocoh.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe for even like now during COVID era, right? So I believe that we also facing the same problems, but yet actually I got my now already started the journey from Pakistan, waiting for him to reach Kuala Lumpur for so many months. So that
I think Prof is breaking up, right?
Breaking up.
Yeah.
graduate students, right? What those who just came back from PhD or within 5 years service, they must have the mentoring system at their university, right? So maybe the mentor can make the introduction to their facilities, to the network, right, that they are having. But the most important thing is once you I mean, yeah, once you join the department, you have to make sure that how do you want to be visible. Okay, be visible.
Breaking up again, I think.
Who wanted
Yes.
to come to us,
Mhm.
right? Right. If you don't, if you are not visible, right, in terms of, you know, maybe in terms of research, in terms of your teaching, the first thing is how you want to market yourself. Yeah, of course, everybody will
I
see that I'm new. Of course, but you have the expertise, right?
Prof is break.
So you can do, you can join, you can meet friends. Maybe you have your friends, right, in UK. Yeah, you can, you can still, you have to make the, I mean, you groom your final year project degree student. You please make sure that you are the one who create the good environment for the students to link, to link with the research field. Otherwise, the final year project degree student just will feel that that will be the final, you know, final part of their study, final year project.
Yes.
Student, right? They don't want, because they are afraid of. Then inshallah they can continue with master and PhD. Okay, for example, I have you know, our EDS member, and now maybe Dr. Sharifah is joining. Okay, she did a master and PhD, so we under my supervision. So that's why, you know, from now you have the under room. Okay, you have to make sure that you introduce your research field to them and make them interest. So that's how.
I
Okay,
see.
thank you.
Thank you. All right. Yeah. So means that if you see potential of our student from FYP, we can start groom them from there. Okay. How about Dr. Bat? Do you have any advice to us, the young lecturer?
Okay, I think that I agree with what Prof is saying, and I also think that you should also plant the seeds. And like for example, like maybe when you have the final year project student, you know, when you ask like, hey, come and join, you know, do your master's or PhD, you know, and maybe continue to PhD. At that time, maybe they say, oh, I want to work first, you know, and then, but you know, I think you by introducing your research and then and everything, maybe you know, you plant the seeds first, and then you know, maybe like a few years, you know, down the road, then if they want, you know, to continue, then you know, they will remember you know, what you have you know, introduced to them and everything. Another one is you know, like nowadays for you know, to get the students, you know, if you get big grants, you know, I think it's
Yeah.
probably like, you know, you have the best you know, option to, you know, get students and everything, you know. But so that's probably. And then if you can have a mentoring system, or you have a, you know, you have a group of research, you know, and then you have to work together, you know, like you know, just work together and try to help each other. You know, sometimes you hear stories about, you know, lecturer A taking you know, students from another lecturer B, or they will,
Yes.
you know, sometimes you know, you put your students, you tompang your students in the lab, and then they're like, you know, and suddenly your student change supervisors, you know. So I think that happens, you know,
I see.
but you
Yes.
know, you can't. So I think that, you know, you have to work. You know, you have to work together and help each other, you know, and then so all of us can, you know, move in the right direction.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Bat. How about Dr. Susi?
Okay, so in my case, I had what Prof Yati and Dr. Bat said, I had the mentoring system in place. So Prof Shabuddin, he used to get a lot of students. So the main reason is money, grant. You need to have the big grant so that you can hire the students. And so many PhD students came and joined our groups, and Prof. Sabudin mentored me to be the co-supervisor. So for first 2 or 3 years, you be the co-supervisor, you have to learn the ins and outs of supervision, and then make yourself visible in what you do. Go to lots of conferences, present, showcase your work, and network through IEEE and also through EDS. When you have student activities, make yourself visible in students, so
Mm-hmm.
they need to know you. So I had this opportunity in 2016 when Prof. Zuhaina invited me to be the student activity chair. So I met so many students in Malaysia, and I kept getting invitation for them to be, but so some of them eventually joined me as students. So visibility, grants, and I think mentoring. So these are the three things you need to have in place. Of course, the fundamental of all this is of course it's hard work. Initially when you start, it's hard, but once you establish, you see like Prof. Yati, now we have all her her downline are all here.
Downline.
And probably so all these
Yeah,
downline are
teamwork.
here.
We need
Okay,
teamwork, right?
yeah, exactly. So
That's more like MLM.
Yeah. I am Prof. Norhayati downline. One of it.
Just like
so
MLM.
so groom them, and then networking among your, even your students graduate.
Mm-hmm.
You can see Prof. Yati, right? She still keeps in
Mm-hmm.
touch with all of
Mm-hmm.
you. So your networking should go on.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much for the advice. I think all of us will take it, the advice, and we shall do better in the future. All right. Along with the answer, with the journey, with the experience, with the best experience. So I know that all of you have families, so you can share a bit how many children. I know Prof. Hayati just get the grandson. Okay. So and finally, how do you balance your career and family? So I think we
Okay.
juggle every day. I think
Yeah.
I only have one daughter, and I feel I feel so juggling every day. So maybe you can advise us how and maybe we can start
Not
with Prof. Norhayati first.
the
Mm-hmm.
individual
Hello.
I would say
Mm-hmm.
issue or problems. It's not a problem, right? Because everybody got your own family. So you are not alone. To me, you
Yeah,
are not
yeah,
alone, right?
yeah.
It's just that different issues, different problems, right? Everybody has to face it. Right, because
Mm-hmm.
I'm as I've mentioned to
I
you
hope
that
the guy
actually
won't feel the
having
guy here won't feel biased.
don't left. I
Don't
mean,
laugh at me.
PhD master actually once I and as I mentioned just now, I got married when I was in second year degree in Liverpool. So I went to Liverpool actually because Liverpool football. Okay, maybe Dr. Butt have something else, but I know Liverpool. I picked Liverpool, the football team. Right? Yes, that is why we chose Liverpool as the institutes. Okay, so it happened that my rezeki the candidate in my class, right? And then that's why when I got married, and then I did not pursue my PhD after degree because I went for the interview in London or Manchester that all IPTAs, coming even MIMOS during that days interviewed degree student. Okay, I got the interview, but when after finishing my degree, my husband did not get that. So both of us have to go back to Malaysia. Actually, I have to stay, but I rejected the offer. So let me go back. It's okay. I'll find my own job because I'll say to the scholar, I go back and then I join as the just temporary lecturer or contract lecturer. So that's mean then I got pregnant. In the beginning, to me, I think I don't know whether master or PhD that is not in my list. right? Because busy with, got pregnant and then you deliver babies, right? And then, problem, babysitter also whatsoever, right? What I practice is actually we have to make sure we manage our stress. Okay, if we can manage our stress with positive mind, okay, you have to make sure that when you have the positive mind, you are having or you are looking for opportunities to solve problems. Okay, not excuses. Anak tak ada siapa jaga, right? Nursery, babysitter, mum, mak saudara,
Yeah.
auntie, right? Where to put our children, right? So you have to plan, because it's not like when babies after 1 year or 2 years you think that problem will be solved. No, till now. Okay, I have two daughters and three sons, and my daughter now having a 5 months baby and working with Intel Gulim. Dr. Suzy working in Gulim and his husband is in Kuala Lumpur. But that the bless of the WFH, they can work. Intel give the work from home till June. Okay, so
I think breaking up again.
stress. When you can manage, you have the positive mindset, everything the problem. Okay, if
Okay.
now I'm we are
Yeah. Okay. I think yeah.
Yeah, Proyati is breaking up.
Prof breaking up. All right. I think okay, Dr. Prof Norhayati. I think Prof Norhayati is breaking up. Maybe
yeah.
Thank you. Prof, just now you were breaking up. Now you are back with us now.
I think this is afternoon.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Prof. Thank you, Prof Norhayati. All right. How about Dr. Bat?
Okay. I have a son and a daughter. My son is already 27 years old.
Okay.
My daughter is already 24. So both of them has already graduated from university. So I don't have any more like small kids, and then no grandchildren yet.
No grandchildren yet.
I
Okay.
don't know when. Then hopefully they will be soon, because
Are they married? Are they married yet?
they're
Both
not
of them?
married, and then doesn't seem to have any special people in their life as well. But you never know. I'm
Yeah.
hoping. I'm hoping.
Yes.
Okay, so in terms of balancing, I think there is no one formula that works for everybody. I think that you have to find, what works for you. Okay. So but that, like Proyati said, like we everybody have have problems, and then, but I think that we as an engineer or engineering people, we are problem solvers, so if you have a problem, we are, we try to solve it. All right.
Yes.
So it's for me, it's like I'm kind of lucky in the sense, because when we moved back to Malaysia, my husband said, let's stay in Seremban, because he loves kampung. He also a kampung boy, even though he's from the US, but but he's a kampung person. So we stay nearby my mother's house, so about like 5 minutes drive. And then at that time when my kids is in school, at that time I think the helper, the maid is very easy to get, and back in in the 90s and everything. So I got a lot of support. I think my mother is still around at that time, and then so I have my maid that help out with the housework and everything. So You know, so I think in that sense, my challenges is maybe is a bit easier to balance. I am actually amazed at how the the mothers nowadays, because because nowadays it's like with the gadgets and everything. I don't know how you guys do it. I think I have to respect all of you, because I think you have more, there's more distractions, more challenges for you, for you guys, compared to what we had back then. So so I think like what my advice is just to find a family that works for you, and then and then make it work, and then get support, and then talk to your husband. So sometimes men, I mean, they even the if you talk in the right way, they will they will support. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
so
All right.
so that would be what what I would say.
Yeah. What's the formula for that?
You have to find
Okay.
again. You have to find your own one.
Okay, we only have to believe that we are engineer, we are a problem solver. Okay,
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
what.
I have a story last time. I don't know whether Dr. Yati remember this or not, when we're doing, because I always like amazed at how, because she balanced, she handled her children, because like, so you remember, Yati, you said one tips, when you iron your clothes, you don't iron the bottom part of your kain, because it will be it will be covered by your top part, so you save time. So it's like, oh, okay. I mean, so you always have to find tips from from your friends, but then again you have to find what works for you. That's what that was I would say. Okay.
So I believe all of you jot down the tips from all of you now. Okay, how about Dr. Susi? Thank you, Dr. Bhat. How about Dr. Susi?
Okay, with God's grace, Kumar and I have three kids. They are aged 18, 14, and 10. So I don't have big kids like Prof. Yati and but so still juggling. The small one is still small. Okay. But I think, so I had my first kids when I was doing my master's and my PhD. And so like what Prof. Yati said, at that time, you when you have young kids, right? When you have young kids, I think it's very challenging if you're also working or if you're also studying. And in my own experience, the most important thing, like what Dr. Bhatt said, is support, right? As a working mother, a working woman, you need support, external support, your husband's support, your family support,
Support
like your
system.
parents. Yeah, your support system should be good, right? Or a babysitter, a trustable babysitter, or a maid, or parents, So without that support system, it's I'm not saying it's difficult, but it becomes more challenging, right? So the support system. So else than that, I think like what Dr. Bhatt said, we are problem solvers. We try to find workaround. So and I also tend to notice that prior to my marriage, I used to work before sunrise, and I used to work after sunset. I don't see the sun.
I
Okay.
see. Wow.
I used to work very long hours, but when I got married and I had kids, I begin to understand that you need to have a balance between the two, and you cannot be so particular, about ironing. Just now, some simple thing like ironing, you cannot be a perfectionist in everything.
Oh my God, yes.
You have to give it. Floors are not swept, dishes are not washed. So you have to let go.
I can't. For myself, I
That's normal.
can't.
Go. You have to think about spending
Okay.
time with your loved ones, spending time with your husband, spending time with your kids, which is far more important than sweeping the floor or mopping the floor, washing plates. So this is my personal experience. You tend to
Okay.
you tend to
Let go.
reduce the importance of So, so time management becomes very important, right? So you need to plan the day. When I get up in the morning, okay, I cook this.
Yeah,
I get
yeah,
to
yeah.
work, I have this. Okay, and the days, I plan the day. I plan the day, and I make sure it works out. But so that's the way I manage. So it has worked so far. So I have to thank the people around me, my husband, my in-laws, my parents. You know, the support system
The
was
support
very
system.
crucial. Yeah, was very crucial. And not to mention mentors, right? Like Prof Yati, she's always cool. She is
Yes.
always cool.
She is. Yes, yes.
She's always cool. Yeah, also Dr. Bart, you know, so mentors around you to show you and guide you and motivate you actually that you can also do it.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Wow. Okay. So yeah, not only me, I think all of the ladies here jot down the tips. So it's very valuable tips, I might say. So what can I say here, that family is not the main challenges in this area, right? So it's looking at all your answers. So it might be one of the challenges, but not the main challenges. So, what are the challenge have you faced as a woman in electronic engineering professions? So we can start with Prof. Norhayati.
The challenge, Dr. Ezaila,
In
the challenge
overall, I
in
think
the
in
challenge
career, yeah,
overall.
general,
Yeah,
yes.
but actually, the most, okay, I'm finding the most,
Yeah, the
right?
most, okay.
Actually, to me, those who are working as a researcher, lecturer, I mean, doing teaching at the same time, doing research, they are very passionate, right? Otherwise, you cannot do teaching,
Yes.
right? You can do
Yeah.
teaching as a robot, okay, but not
Mm-hmm.
from your heart. Because to me, if I want to teach, I have to make sure that I teach as what, right? That is my principle, right? So that means congratulations for those who are, you know, at the in academia, because you have done right. So to me, the I mean, nowadays era COVID, there are so many so many challenge, but
Yeah. Yes, yes.
era
Breaking up,
Mm.
Prof. Norhayati.
the biggest hello.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Mm.
You're coming back now. Just now you're breaking out. Yes. Can. Now can.
Can you hear me? Okay, okay. So a biggest challenge actually to have like very practical time management.
Mm-hmm. I think Prof. Norhayati, you're breaking up. Lisa. Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Have a good practical time management.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Thank you, Prof. Norhayati. So how about Dr. Bait?
Okay. The challenges. I would say, you know, when I was starting out, engineering is still what we call to be a male dominated field, right? So I think back then, I still remember, you know, the lecturers in my department, the women have the, you know, have trouble, you know, when they want to apply for what do you call that, the promotion and everything. So that's one of the challenges that we face. But I think now the situation has, you know, has improved a lot. You know, I think you know, thanks to all the women, you know, earlier women that fight, you know, for you know, for our rights and everything. So I think now things are getting better hopefully it will continue to be better. And then again, the challenges, like like the priority said, like being a working mom, you always have, what do you call that? You you want to do what's right, So sometimes it's hard, it's because because we only have a 24 hours in a day, so like you have to prioritize, so there are things that you have to give up, there are things, so you always I always pray that what I'm doing is the best that I can, but uh, 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 hopefully I don't have any regrets, in as I continue this life.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Bait. So how about Dr. Susi?
So I think one of the challenges that many women face in engineering profession is when you're starting out with your family, right? And then you deliver a baby, you have like a 3 months maternity leave. So that sort of sets you back compared to a male colleague, right? So
That's right.
That's
yeah,
right.
so so that is one thing, but nowadays you see even the husbands, they also get maternity leave, right? One week maternity.
Yeah.
So things are improving.
Maternity.
Things are improving. And you also have more males. If you notice, during COVID, more males are cooking. All right.
Yes, yes, yes.
So things are changing. It's no more like things are changing. So I think this is one challenge that we face because especially women who are in the ages of starting up a family. So you have to take a short break. But in my opinion, if you have a good support system, okay, as what mentioned, we are problem solvers, right? You solve your support system so that you are able to concentrate on your career. So the other problems, I just read a journal prior to joining. So this was an actual study done in 2019 of women engineers. It was a survey of women engineers worldwide. So they were asked what were the challenges in the engineering profession. So some of the answers given were, number one, as I mentioned, that break when you are starting up a family, that break. And then the other thing is sometimes you're not taken seriously at work. Your just it's not taken seriously. So this is from the journal. Okay, I personally did
But
not experience.
women tend to take serious about matters,
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
the nature
Yeah.
of us.
Yeah, so you're not maybe sometimes your ideas are not taken seriously, and then maybe in order to gain respect, you need to prove yourself. You need to achieve something. Then only people tend to accept you as a respectable leader or an educator or a researcher, right? So you need to achieve in order to prove yourself. So these are the challenges. I don't think it's limited to just the engineering profession. I think it's worldwide. But having said that, avenues like women in engineering, even whatever we are doing now today, so all this goes to prove that things are changing for the better for women in engineering profession. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Susi, I think when you said about challenges, you came together with the advice. So we took it as an advice from all of you. So we are approaching to 4:30. So I think last but not least, before we end our forum, so I think if we want to talk, we a lot, women, we can talk all day about
Yeah.
giving advices and
One day.
everything. This is not enough. Yeah, never
Yeah.
enough for a woman. All right.
Yeah.
So my last question would be like, maybe you can, I think if I were to ask the advice, I think every time you answer my question, you give the advices. Okay. So my last question would be, what are your hopes for the future of women in electronic engineering?
Okay, actually, my hope for as we know that now we are in the era of IR 4.0, right? So I hope, like students, okay, we can ensure our students, can be prepared so that they can face the challenge of the industry 4.0, okay, to fit with the demands from industries. So that is our role of engineers. We produce, but with different related to IR 4.0. Okay, that from my opinion. To Dr. Bat.
Okay, Dr. Bat. Yeah.
All right. I hope that my hopes is for more and more women continue to pursue engineering. Of course, there are challenges, but I hope that we need women in the field, and I hope that this field will continue to be relevant in the future, even though you have the 4IR coming in and everything. So we always have to evolve and then ensure that the field will be will still maintain relevant in the future.
Thank you, Dr. Bat. Okay, how about Dr. Susi?
Okay, so if you read the Star today or yesterday, the Minister of Education, she mentioned about women's role in academia, Minister of Higher Education. So what she mentioned was the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. The fourth and fifth goals are actually to achieve quality education and also to achieve gender equality and empower women and girls. So I think as women, if you are mothers to girls, you need to empower your kids, make them move into STEM-based education. I think that's what we can do at home. And also you can reach out to schools, right? Empower girls to love science-based education and to take up engineering as a profession. So having said that, the statistics from the minister is quite encouraging. It said that in terms of academia, we have about 56.5% of academicians are women. All right, this is in Malaysia.
Wow, okay.
So it's very encouraging, but that doesn't mean you should push aside the men, as what you notice from all three of us, right? The person who supported us are actually men, right? So they motivated and give us the opportunities. So it's not saying that you monopolize the whole thing.
Yeah.
So else than that, we should start them young, with our daughters and our sisters and kids in school. Make sure they choose engineering as a profession, right?
All right, thank you very much. So I'm sad to end this, but yeah, usually during forum we don't have Q&A, but maybe we shall have one question from the audience to our respective panels. Do we have any questions? Okay, before that, I would like to read Dr. Maizatu said, love hearing the stories from Prof. Yati, Dr. Bat, Dr. Susi. It's a big relief knowing that the challenges faced by working mom are more or less similar. Thank you for all the tips and advices. You guys are very inspiring. Indeed, yes. Thank you very much. So I think if there is no question from the audience, so yeah. I would like to, if I say give a short advice, so advice will never be a short, short in the short form. It's gonna be a long list of advice. So yeah, I'm afraid that all the men will leave the meeting. So are you still here, Dr. Fauzi and Dr. Ahmad Sabiri and Dr. Burhan? Still here?
I'm still here.
Of course.
Yes, we are still
Thank you.
here.
we would like to hear from the man, from the man side.
Just
After this.
one comment.
I can't comment because my mom is not an engineer. My mom is a full-time housewife. But the thing is, what I can say that, I mean, you guys really rock the world in terms of, I mean, after giving a birth, and then you know how to accommodate with the situation, although the situation is not easy, but you make it as easy as you can. That's why I think that's the good thing. But I love to see the next chair is a man as well, because we do have 3 consecutive ladies. I'm sorry, I'm a bit biased there. But anyway, thank you very much, my Sifu, Prof. Norhayati, Dr. Susi, Dr. Badariah, and we do have our Dr. Burhan as well. And thank you very much to Dr. Fauzi as well for attending. And to all ladies, a happy International Women's Day.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, do not leave the meeting yet. Okay, we're gonna have a photo session actually. Yeah. All right. So maybe the chair can organize a forum for in conjunction with Men's Day. We would like to listen from the men's part, from the men's side.
Unfortunately, we do not have one, but we only have Father's Day.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay, if I may say something,
Yeah.
so in terms of EDS, EDS has launched Women in EDS this year. So it is headed by Prof. Kazunari from Kyoksya. So he would like to send his wishes to EDS Malaysia chapter and also to IEEE Malaysia section for doing this event, and he will get it into the newsletter of EDS. So his wishes and regards to all of us in this event today.
All right. Okay. So to wrap up our forum today, we hope that these inspiring stories bring encouragement to women who are working in electronic engineering. There are days that when it is so hard to balance career and family. So these stories show that we are not alone, ladies. So in our struggles, we are all in this together. We are doing our best. So the interview are also meant to inspire the next generation of girls out there who wants to be involved in electronic engineering. You're welcome to join our family, IEEE EDS Malaysia chapter. So please drop your email. We will send you how to join us. So engineering is a rewarding and a creative career path for women with lots of unique opportunity as described in the forum just now. All right. Lastly, on behalf of IEEE EDS Malaysia chapter, I would like to express our gratitude and appreciation to everyone who is participating in this event. So from our esteemed speakers, Prof. IR Dr. Norhayati Soin, Associate Prof. Dr. Badariah Bais, as well as Associate Prof. Dr. P. Susthitha Menon, and our honored IEEE Malaysia section, Associate Prof. Dr. Muhammad Fauzi, and also IEEE EDS Malaysia Chair, Associate Prof. IR Dr. Ahmad Sabirin, who also joined us today till the end of the event. Thank you very much. All right, so before that, I'm sorry, I need to promote a bit. Sorry, yeah. I need to promote. So our next conference is RSM, okay, 2021 Regional Symposium on Micro and Nano Electronics, RSM. So this is the call for papers. You can check our website. So I just want to highlight the important dates. So the initial paper submission is 15th of April. Okay, 15th of April. Also, so this conference will be held fully online, virtual conference. Okay, all right. So I would like to before that also many. so I would like to show you. So since this is virtual conference, so I would like just show the certificates of appreciation to our panels. Okay, first one, Prof. Norhayati. So thank you very much, Prof. Prof.
Welcome.
Okay. second one, Dr. Badariah Bais. So thank you very much, Associate Prof. Dr. Badariah, for joining us today.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. And finally, we have Associate Prof. P. Susthitha Menon. Thank you very much for your advice and guide to all of us today. Thank you very much.
Thank
Okay,
you very
before that, before we end, I'm sorry, can everyone switch on your camera so that we can take a photo session? Can all of you?
Now we can see everybody, woman.
Yes, please.
Happy Women's Day. You want to
Yes,
see?
please.
Yeah, we have Dr. Norhana.
Dr. Nahana.
Dr. Norhana. Dah boleh lah pergi UKM minggu depan ni.
And please join our IEEE EDS family.
Yeah, we have Dr. Maizan, Dr. Hanem on.
Yeah, is that all? Okay. So Dr. Burhan, you can turn on your camera, Dato', if you are still there.
Okay, Dr. Hanem on, Azwa on camera.
Prof. Baya also here.
All right, okay. So all right. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, one more. One more. All right. Okay, 1, 2, 3. All right. All right.
Okay, thank you, organizer.
All right. Thank you very much.
Prof.
Thank you for joining us today. Okay, and we hope we
Thank
will
you.
use
And Dr.
this
Susi.
platform as an avenue to expand our network. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Okay.
Prof. Fauzi. Thank you,
Thank you,
Dr.
Dr. Fauzi. Thank you,
Thank you, Dr.
Dato'.
Fauzi, supporting us.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
thanks, Chair. Bye.
Oh, no worries. Thank you, Prof. Norhayati. Thank you, Dr. Prof. Susi, Prof. Badariah. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Fauzi, Dr. Usman. I can see from UTM. All right. Then ada wrap up among us ke?
Terus siapa lagi ada?
My, can you on your video?
Can.
Kenapa ada ni kan? Kenapa kan?
Minum petang pula.
Minum
Mana menu dia nak tengok?
Mana?
Mana menu ni? Tak pisang mana? Pisang tak nampak.
Alhamdulillah, terima kasih. Dr. Prof. Susi mana?
Dr. Susi, you ready?
Lupa ke? Kejap suruh masuk balik sekejap.
Suruh masuk balik.
Okay. Kejap. Alright.
Susi nak ni join balik? Dah terkeluar?
Kejap. Dia kata okay.
Dah masuk dah.
Alright, okay.
Dr. Ezaila. Jawab call je, Dr. Ezaila.
Jawab phone. Okay. Sekarang. Okay. Hello.
Unmute kan lah. Nanti kita orang dengar sembang ni.
Okay, boleh. Kejap. Okay. Kejap.
ada apa?
Mana Dr. Susi? Okay. Alright. Seorang lagi.
Okay.
Seorang lagi Dr. Ezaila.
Dah. Kejap. Alright. Sorry.
Okay.
Expel.
Alhamdulillah, terima kasih. Dr. Susi, Dr. Prof. Norhayati, Prof. Badariah, thank you so much. Rasanya ramai good feedback kalau kita tengok dekat situ. Great discussion. Thank you very much. Happy Women's Day. So rasanya Mai, benda ni kita boleh wrap up, lepas tu boleh masuk dalam newsletter. Prof. Susi, kalau kita boleh hantar ke region ke BOG ke?
Kalau tadi
Susi mute.
Sorry.
Dr. Susi, you muted. Okay.
Dr. Susi.
Ya, sebenarnya nak launch EFT podcast. That's why they said maybe boleh launch masa event ni lah.
Oh.
Good.
Sebab timing lah, sebab dia Sunday kan.
Yeah.
Sunday, itulah. I was thinking of semalam lagi fikir, Sunday macam Sunday cuti kan.
So, okay, tak apa. So, fine, we put it part of a newsletter.
Boleh.
Boleh.
Okay, jadi cantik lah. So, semua girl talk semua dah okay. Dah dengar orang dah ni. Okay.
Mana Ezaila suruh pakai tudung purple. Dari kat pukul 2:30 tudung purple tak jumpa.
Hati punya cool, right?
Si bagi cadangan. Yeah, so great idea lah. So saya pun send lah semua pakai purple.
No problem. Yeah, anyway, enjoy lah. Alhamdulillah lah kita, betul-betul ad hoc lah.
Betul.
Ad
Ini
hoc,
memang betul-betul
yes.
ad hoc. Saya dapat daripada Dr. Susi hari Sabtu. Benda dekat petang macam itu. Betul tak Dr. Susi?
Betul.
Petang. Lepas tu saya pun duduk terdiam juga. Alamak, macam mana nak buat ni? And then I start to communicate dengan a few.
Cousin tadi saya hari Khamis.
Hari Khamis. Malam Dr. Sabiri mesej.
Itulah, tanya je lah Dr. Sabiri tengok boleh tak? So you say okay.
Tak apalah, ini mungkin route untuk kita dapat chapter award lagi sekali kot.
Baguslah, tak apa. This is first time ke saya, I'm not so sure about ada chapter.
Section tak ada buat kan Dr. Susi? Yang ada buat cuma WIE saja kan?
Tapi WIE only open to WIE members saja.
I see. So it's a good appreciation lah kita buat. Mungkin next time kita kena ada buat hari engineer kan, kita ada kan?
Hari engineer ada.
This time around saya rasa hari engineer kita fokus betul-betul lah. Mungkin dekat situ lah kita nak menunjukkan daripada segi solidarity kita kepada ni lah.
Tadi berapa partisipan Mai?
45 participants.
Not bad.
Not bad. Yeah. Itulah. So nanti sebab saya
lagi
go through Google Form.
Sorry.
Sebab sebab ramai juga yang jawab, are you interested to join IEEE? Yes. So kita boleh, I think dia boleh jadi membership drive kot. Kita in ni apa?
Tak ada yang nak join bukan engineering kan?
Itulah.
Non engineering base kan? Dia orang nak
So it was great, interesting sharing. Okay, lepas tu good sharing. So far so good already. A good forum. Banyak sangat tadi. Itulah takkan.
Nantilah kita buat coffee session.
Tu kita share hidden lah. Itu confidential, kita share dekat kita open lunch je nanti.
Okay, alright.
So saya nak tanya next AGM meeting, bukan AGM, next meeting kita, kalau kita propose dalam 24 hari bulan Mac, okey ke?
24
Rabu.
Sorry?
25
ada?
Let's talk.
25 ada let's. So kalau kita nak buat 24 tu okey ke tak okey?
So bolehlah let's talk dengan meeting sekali.
Maksudnya kita meeting tapi let's talk kita pukul 2 kan?
3 to 4 right?
Maksudnya nak buat awal meeting sebab meeting kita adakan 2 meeting, RSM dengan IEEE. Dengan EDS.
Pagi.
Kalau nak buat pagi, itulah saya nak tanya sebelum main nak disseminate information pada members, pada ESCOM. Kalau kita buat 24 pagi boleh ke? 25 pagi hari Khamis.
25
Khamis okey. Rabu ada kelas.
Okey, Khamis okey. Prof Yati boleh, Prof Susi?
Khamis lah, Khamis okey.
EDS buat hari Khamis
Pagi
ke petang?
Yang mana? Meeting pagi sebab jadi kita break waktu lunch, lepas tu pukul 3 baru kita buat yang let's talk tu.
Boleh?
Okay.
Boleh? Okey. Lepas tu mungkinlah bulan 5 kita dah boleh face to face kot kalau semua orang dah ambil vaksin lah.
Nak dapat vaksin ni. Bila nak dapat?
Sebelah ke?
Ambil vaksin pun boleh.
Kalau tak ada vaksin pun boleh tapi tak membahayalah. Nanti buat kluster pula, kluster EDS.
Kelas
Yang tu bilik yang tak ada vaksin bilik lain lah.
vaksin bilik.
Okey. So jadi kita buat pada 25 pagi Dr. Mai?
Okay.
Alright. Okey. Itu je lah.
Sorry lagi satu Dr. Sabirin.
Ya.
Saya kalau selain daripada wawarkan kita punya aktiviti ni dalam media.
Boleh. Why not?
Tanya Dr. Suzi.
Media.
Okey ke Dr. Suzi?
Media maksudnya radio TV.
Surat khabar. Newspaper.
Ni aktiviti kita dalam media apa khabar? Newspaper.
Boleh. Boleh.
Can.
Nak shoot pada wartawan ni lah.
Boleh Prof.
Okay, boleh Prof.
Boleh?
Boleh. Masuk sama tak ada masalah.
Takkan nak cakap tak
wartawan.
boleh kan?
Tak, biarlah kita visible dekat pasal saya rasa kita pernah masuk surat khabar ke IEEE. Apa-apa kita punya function ICSE dulu, zaman dulu lah, masa menteri datang ada.
Masa menteri datang
Conference.
lah. Bukan rajin bawa
Ni
menteri
tak
kan.
apa, kita assume kita menteri-menteri, kita masuk je media. So okay, nanti Mai buat laporan sikit, ada gambar nanti saya akan bagi konten pada wartawan tu lah.
Boleh.
Bahasa Melayu ke bahasa Inggeris?
Melayu lah pun boleh, tak kisah. Inggeris ke nak bahasa Melayu? Kalau bahasa Inggeris lah. Kalau yang berita harian utusan ni lah kena Malay lah.
Saya buat dua-dua lah, cuba. Google Translate kan ada.
Masuk dua-dua. Masuklah dua-dua. Ya okey lah, at least group kita try masuk media lah instead of kita punya IEEE letters dah ada kan. Tapi media tu tahulah makcik-makcik pun baca kan. IEEE newsletters ramai yang tak baca kan.
Betul.
Saya setuju tu. Bagus jugalah kita buat benda macam tu. At least it's a good point. Women International Day ni memang IEEE tak sambut. So maksud saya di Malaysia section tak sambut, kita sambut. Then should be okay lah.
Ya.
Thanks
Selangkah ke depan lah.
for your idea.
Jadi kita langkah lebih ke depan. Okay, good. Congratulations. Thank you on.
Thank you everybody.
Alright, okay.
Ezaila.
Alright.
Okay, thanks Mai.
Thank you
Pergi
semua.
break dekat rumah masing-masing
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Have a nice rest. Okay.
Hello.
Good night. Congratulations all.
Thank you, Dr. Mai.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.